In a clean room at the European Spaceport in Kourou, French Guiana, Galileo SAT 13 and 14 are undergoing their final launch preparations. In these facilities dedicated to Galileo, ESA has prepared no less than 6 satellites during the last year, and now 2 more satellites will join the Galileo constellation. With the Galileo space component growing steadily, ESA has also worked on the Galileo ground segment.
On the ground we have most of the installations in place around the world. We're talking about some 40 ground installations, stations spread out all over the globe. All of that is operational. It is not yet having all the full functionality which is needed, so we're currently building that out. For example, it needs to have the capability of actually working with up to 30 satellites in the future. So this is all being readied at the moment.
The ground segment is a key component for Galileo, with the 2 control centers, Oberpfaffenhofen in Germany and Fucino in Italy, processing the navigation signals and maintaining the constellation. They follow the satellites and give them commands through several telemetry and tracking stations. Another part of the ground segment are the Galileo sensor stations. They receive the timing and position signals produced by the satellites and send these back to the control centers. There, the satellite data is processed and the navigation is sent back to the satellite via the 5 uplink stations located around the globe. It is this complex network that allows Galileo to provide navigation data with pinpoint accuracy to the users. Today, ESA is working on the ongoing deployment of satellites to complete the constellation by 2020. However, with the ground segment ready and part of the constellation already deployed, Galileo services will soon become available.
The initial services will be announced towards the end of the year. We need to have a minimum set of the constellation in the ground segment in place in order to do that. This is being almost in place at the moment. We are currently verifying that this is all working fine. And what it means is that as of that moment, we can start using the Galileo services.
This means, for example, that the combination of Galileo and GPS will be available, which will increase the accuracy of satellite navigation data on smartphones or in vehicles. It's an exciting prospect that the services of the first publicly owned satellite navigation system are being made available to users for the first time. Another milestone for ESA and the European Commission. ESA will also continue to test other services which could become operational once the Galileo constellation is fully deployed.